Let's check out what we got here. So Konami reportedly isn't recording the new voice acting for Metal Gear Solid 3 Remake. As reported by The Verge, Konami's head of communications for Americas, Tommy Williams, said the remake will feature the original game's dialogue with no changes despite being close to 2 decades old. The status of the remake's voice acting was up in the air due to unclear wording from Konami, who said alongside the announcement last week that it will star the original voice characters. This also means that David Hayter, who voiced Snake in 9 different Metal Gear games before being passed over from Metal Gear Solid 5 The Phantom Pain, will sort to making his return to the franchise, so the original Snake is going to be there. Shit out my face. The seemingly only going through his original lines recorded for the game, and of course not through new voice acting. How y'all feel about this? They announced this being a remake for Metal Gear 3, but they're not redoing the audio. How do y'all feel about this? I'm not like I've never beaten a Metal Gear Solid game before, so like I don't know what's the word I'm looking for. What's the pulse on the Metal Gear Solid community? As long as the audio is high quality, I'm fine with it. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. My first reaction to this is not a big deal, because I'm willing to bet money the reason that they did this is to save time. But then also, if they still have the original recordings, they can just remaster the audio and make it better. So there's no reason to redo it, and it would be true to the original game. Because like, you know how they remaster albums all the time. Like you can get Ready to Die, and then you can get the Ready to Die 2004 remaster. I know like Michael Jackson's, a lot of his albums have been remastered and they just improved the audio. So it's like, as long as it's good, I don't think it's that big of a deal. Different from most remakes because they added dialogue to Dead Space. Yeah, that's different. I feel like we shouldn't underestimate how Konami can fuck this up. That's another valid point. Never forget Metal Gear Solid Zombies. You think it's an L, Wops? Why do you think it's an L? I'm gonna be real, I never played a Metal Gear game, just found out there's more than one Snake apparently. You just spoiled it for me. I didn't know either. I thought there was only one Snake. His name was Kevin Durant. That's crazy. That'll be 60 hours of humiliation I can't go through, said Metal Gear Solid 5. I haven't played the 2 iterations. I don't think this is a big deal, as long as the audio is high quality. I think it would be a big deal if they released this remake and the audio is like super muddy. It's like PS2 audio and it doesn't sound good, but as long as they remake it, like whatever, dude. As long as they remaster the audio.
What it do, baby?
Let's see. So, what's the point of Sony's Project Q? It's less Nintendo Switch and more Wii U. When I went to look into the SparkNotes version of the recent PlayStation showcase, the thing that most caught my eye was Project Q, a handheld device that at glance looked like their heir apparent to Sony's massive underrated Vita and PSP consoles. Made perfect sense given the success of the Nintendo and even Valve in the handheld console space. So imagine my disappointment when Project Q turned out to be a mere peripheral for the PS5. Yeah, so for those of you unaware, this is not a new PSP. It's just a mirroring device that allows you to mirror your PS5 to this device. Since this isn't a new console and since I have no PS5, my interest in owning one of these doohickeys evaporated instantly. While we should reserve judgment for when Project Q hits the shelves, there are a couple signs that might not even be totally fit for its intended purposes. 3 hours of battery life is crazy. There's only 3 hours of battery life? Oh yeah, you're right. Even if we approach this gizmo on its own terms, the information we have now points to some issues. A recent insider report alleges that Project Q will have 3 to 4 hours of battery life. Yeah, that's a fucking joke. This is a mirroring device. Why is the battery so weak? It literally doesn't do anything but mirror your PS5. I want to emphasize that this is a rumor. It is a rumor. It's not confirmed. Yeah, shout out to Earth1 Vante. I feel like this can only be successful if it's cheap. Because like this dude is asking in the article, who is this for? This can be for people who have families that don't have like a lot of TVs. So like, let's say you only got like one living room TV and you want to play the PS5 that's in the living room. I guess you could play it on Project Q, but the problem is the battery only lasts 3 hours. So what if you forget to charge it? And then also, what's the price point on this? This thing cannot be more than... What y'all think, Chad? I ain't gonna lie, I don't think this thing should be more than like 80 bucks. How much is a PS5 controller? Let's see, PS5 controller price. Like, this can only be successful if it's for affordable. The PS5 controller is $70 by itself, and this thing got a screen in it. Oh yeah, this is gonna be at least 150, like 200. Nah. And if this, let this be an OLED screen. What kind of screen is this? Yeah, like I think max price they can push is 100, but nah, they're fucking crazy. Probably gonna be like 200. Oh yeah, this shit dead in the water. I'm calling it. If it's $200, dead in the water. Fuck this thing. Shit goofy as hell.
Do, baby?
Matter of fact, let this shit fail. Then a year later, they'll drop the price to $25. That's when you get it. Well, that's just not worth it. I don't think so. But whatever, man. Good old Sony. Florida's big fighting game tournament is becoming unsafe. All right, that's crazy. Is that Combo Breaker? Let me find out they violating people at Combo Breaker. Is that where Combo Breaker is in Florida? Let me find out. There's another reason. No, that's CEO. Okay. Surprising God of War game tease. Surprising God of War game tease. What? Oh, you know what? I need to put that on the notes. What's that shit called? Project Q. So, create a link, copy. Remind me later. Why update now? When you can update later. Let's see. Project Q, 3-hour battery. Okay, let's get rid of that. What up, Stormy? We see you. Surprising God of War. It appears that we'll get news about a new God of War game later this year, although it's likely not what fans are expecting. Last week, Come On Games, a major board game publisher based out of Singapore, released their annual report to investors. The report included a look ahead to 2023, with Come On teasing some of their upcoming plans. In 2023, we plan to launch new games not only using our IPs, but also games based on other popular IPs such as Song of Ice and Fire and God of War the publisher. Your lo-fi beats hit when I'm editing. I appreciate it, Stormy. Come On didn't elaborate on what the new God of War game could be, but the publisher is best known for the production of board games that involve detailed, high-quality miniatures, so there's an expectation by fans that we could be seeing a tabletop version of the 2018 God of War or its sequel, Ragnarok. Come On previously published a God of War card game in 2019, so it likely has maintained the license to make tabletop games based on the IP. Blah, 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 blah. Do y'all want a tabletop God of War game? How does that work? I feel like this is going to be a big fat flop because half of the reason people play God of War is because of how bloody and gruesome it is. Who the fuck wants to play action figures Kratos? Like, this is literally what the board game is going to be like. God of War, the board game. Oh, sweet. I rolled a 5 move. 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, looks like my Atreus is next to your Kratos, so we're going to have to fight. Ow, I just hit my fucking finger. Oh, sweet. My Atreus just got an extra arrow from landing on this board spot. This shit goofy as hell. I didn't even know there was a card game either. Fuck this shit. Get off of this. You know what? I'll put this on the fucking podcast. That's for shits and giggles. Is it chill on board games? I know. I love board games. It's a great way to socialize. Some of y'all should play board games like chess or something to work on your social skills, but I don't want a God of War board game.
I'm not fucking leaving.
Yo, shout out to Wayne and Yanko with the subs. Appreciate it. Only people who are gonna buy that is like super hardcore God of War fans to put it in their collection. Boom, 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 boom. Random, but is your PC from 2015? LOL. No, it's not, bro. Or is it? Wait, what year is it? 23. Whatever the year the 2080 came out, that's the last time I built one. It might be from 2015. I don't know what year I built this shit. It's old. Do you want to call your family boy for 5 hours? Nah, I'm good off of that. What else is going on? New Resident Evil live action movie in development. I guess the TV show was in 2017. That sounds more accurate. Report 2 men got jobs at Amazon just to steal copies of Zelda. What the fuck? The Japanese men were both caught and fired, but not before one had a Zelda vacation. A report from a Japanese magazine says that in the lead up to the release of Tears of the Kingdom earlier this month, 2 men in isolated cases got contract jobs at Amazon for the express purpose of getting their hands on a copy of Tears of the Kingdom early. The news comes courtesy of an unnamed Amazon subcontractor called Mr. A in the story, who had worked in the same warehouse as both men. The first culprit, a 21-year-old, was hired around a month before the game's May 12th release date as a delivery worker. A few days before Tears of the Kingdom was due to drop, however, he simply stopped coming into work. When Mr. A called his home, the man's mother answered and straight up told him her son was at home playing video games. When Mr. A later found out the game was Zelda and that neither the physical or digital copy of the game had been released yet, he confronted the employee, who instantly confessed that he only got the job to get his hands on Zelda early and had lifted a copy from the warehouse when they had arrived. Having been caught, the man returned the game, paid for it, and was fired. The second worker, a 24-year-old man, had slightly different plans. When he too found to have stopped coming into work just before Tears of the Kingdom's release date, he was just hired, Mr. A again suspected a Zelda vacation. Only this time, the perpetrator, who also instantly confessed, had stolen a bunch of Zelda-related merchandise, including amiibos and a Zelda-themed Pro Controller with the aim of reselling them on sites like Mercari. I'm gonna guess that's like the Japanese eBay. He was also dismissed. The full story is only using these 2 men, but both employed, blah, 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 blah. That's pretty fucking funny. How you guys feel about people stealing? Yeah, not. All right, you stole fucking Tears of the Kingdom, but the amiibos was too far, buddy. You know those amiibos are collectibles. Zelda thieves. Fucking, how dare you put your hands on my fucking Zelda. Dun, dun, dun. That's pretty funny. Screwing your career back for playing a game early is super smooth brain tactics. To be fair, is Amazon really a career path for anybody? I mean, unless you're working in the higher ups, like the vice president, CEO, like somebody on the board. Is Amazon really a career? He was a delivery driver. Amazon has a very high turnover rate in terms of employees. Most people just go to Amazon and they fuck people and then they leave, right? Because if your girl works at Amazon, let me talk to you fellas. If your girl works at Amazon, she's gone. And she worked the night shift, she's gone. She's gone. That's what most people do at Amazon. They fuck, they don't steal. So what did I come back to? You said, wait, what? If you said no cap?
I'm not fucking leaving.
Y'all didn't know that? Somebody said, it's true. I've had people in my chat that work at Amazon say, yeah, we be fucking at Amazon. It's a real thing. If your girl works, I'm not saying she is getting fucked. I'm not saying she's not either. Definitely want to